I'll be honest with you, I probably haven't cleaned my car in about a year. And I'm pretty tidy in the vehicle, like I don't eat in there too much, but even still, you know, my Starbucks drink will spill, there will be crumbs, I might pile up a little too much clutter or paper in there. So in this video, I'm gonna do what I should have done a year ago. I'm gonna clean it, and I'm gonna walk through some specific vehicle cleaning challenges with you and talk over the products, tools, and techniques that I'm using to get the car clean and feeling great in a short amount of time. So as with any cleaning job, the first thing I like to do is go around the space and remove all of the clutter. Tidy and organized, it's what I always call wave one. And I try to be really careful not building up too much clutter in my car, but let me tell you, it gets there. So I'm going into all of the nooks and crannies and kind of sorting through. I have these two boxes, things that I'm keeping and putting back in the car, and things that I'm either throwing out or I have to file away like receipts. I also like to keep the rubberized mats in the car even during the warmer months. I just find them easier to clean and I'm less guilty about getting them dirty instead of getting those carpeted mats dirty. Now here I'm using a combination of vinegar and dish soap and an iron handle scrub brush to really work the solution in. I find equal parts of vinegar and dish soap are great at breaking down all of that dirt and buildup and also helping to deodorize the mats. Now we're on to wave two, cleaning, and I am using the appropriate cleaner for the appropriate surface. I have glass cleaner for the windows and then a very gentle all-purpose cleaner, just soap and water, because of course you have to be mindful in a car that you're using the right cleaner. You don't want to have anything streak or stain. Now of course I have a good selection of microfiber cloths that I am bringing with me. I've got this really large double-sided ultra plush cloth, which is so great for cleaning those hard to reach areas, really getting into those difficult spots. I've also got that cleaning toothbrush, which is perfect to get into all of those tiny little areas, the vents and in the buttons. That's actually where a lot of dead skin cells, those kind of white flaky looking things get. And over time, they start to build up and it looks really crusty and gross. So whenever I do a detail job on the car, I always have a cleaning toothbrush with me. Now when I do this detail work, I work from the top to the bottom, so that way I'm not getting any of those flaky things on areas that I've already cleaned. Once I've done the brushing, I will then follow up with a vacuum using a brush attachment, and that allows me to get anything that I've swept away that I haven't been able to pick up just with wiping. I've got to tell you, it is a bit of a time investment to clean your car, but it feels like a brand new driving experience once the car has actually been cleaned. And I like to work section by section, so I always start driver's seat, then I work my way over to passenger side once I've done the center console. Driver's seat to me obviously takes the most time. And I'm always careful, you know, whenever I'm cleaning a car, I'm always careful to work section by section and really have a look at the surface that I'm cleaning so I know what tool, product, and technique, or product, tool, and technique, PTT, that I should be using to make sure that I'm not causing damage. Now because this car has a leather interior, I'm using just general soapy water, a very, very low dilution. It's probably a pinky nail size squirt of dish soap to do the cleaning. And then I will finish this up with a leather treatment, which you'll see after. Now I'm using my vacuum with brush attachment to get into all of those little crevices where crumbs can get into. That's really important to me. You know, if you're gonna have a clean car, the upholstery, I really just want it to get as clean looking as possible. Although I do find it's really hard to ever get a car looking like it's brand new, but I always do my absolute best. I use the power head attachment when I'm cleaning the floor, although I do find even with a great vacuum, it's very hard to get into those tiny corners. So I'll change out attachments, but honestly, like there are some really difficult, tight corners to get into in a vehicle. So, you know, once I've tried a couple of different things, I just let it go and move on. Now here I'm applying this interior car treatment product using a microfiber cloth and the S pattern. I just followed the package instructions here. It was nothing difficult nor fancy, but as you can see, I kind of wiped off the area with the milk stain and then finished up with a wipe down of this treatment here, and it actually left the car looking really, really nice. And finally, I'll finish up with the trunk. Then it's just down to details. So the little kick plates, the side where the door meets the frame of the car. I like to make sure that that's nice and clean too, so I'm just using some soapy water. And I'll finish up by vacuuming the car mats. I also know that you're not supposed to layer the rubber mat over the carpet, so please don't do that in the driver's seat. And I'm going to give those rubber car mats a good rinse. They've had some time to sit with themselves in that soapy, vinegary mixture. This is a really good rinse down. I'm using a powerful setting on the hose, and I will do that until it rinses out suds free. Then I'm just gonna let those dry, and then I will replace them.
And that leads me to this week's comment question, which is, what is the smelliest or grossest thing you've seen in your car? I know for me, it was an old apple core, which is one of the reasons why I don't eat in my car on a regular basis anymore. This apple core had kind of like tumbled under the car seat, and it just started to smell rotten and disgusting in there, and I couldn't figure out why until I got down on hands and knees and I kind of looked everywhere. I used a flashlight and I retrieved this disgusting, stinky apple core. Let it serve as a reminder to all of us, eating in the car, not a good idea. Anyway, let me know what your stinky or smelly thing was, or visually unappealing stain in the car was down below. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.